You are now checked in to Stand Up New York Labs. Oh, yeah.
Hey, Mark, fake banter for the intro.
That's all I know how to do.
Great.
Good to be here.
Welcome to Tuesdays with
Stories.
Hit her in the face with a surfboard.
And then the duck fell out of his bag.
Surf's up. And she didn't even flush.
Knock, knock.
Who's there? Mark Norman and Joe List.
Yeah! This is Tuesdays with Stories, everybody.
No, that's terrible.
This is supposed to be cheesy.
My radio is spitting at me.
Hey!
Holy hell, I wasn't ready. Here we go. Wow.
I know, I didn't give you a warning.
I appreciate it. It kicked me right into gear.
Right, I got no gear because I didn't shower.
Yeah, nothing worse than a no shower.
My roommate, who's Indian, in there, I might get racist here because of this son of a bitch.
Lay it on me. Praise Allah. Wait, if you're going to do this rant, you got to be facing Mecca.
Becca, my ex?
Oh, God.
Well, I miss her. Not really. I hope she dies.
I think that's just part of your character to miss her, but you don't really miss her.
I mean, I haven't even brought. I just said Mecca sounded like Becca, so I came it up. But I haven't missed her in
Yeah,
years.
you just said I miss her, but that's. I think that's the old you. I think you
That's
peeled
the
it.
Old me, yeah. Of
Yeah,
course.
you peeled it away.
I texted her last week.
Oh yeah.
I was like, "Hey, you want to hang out? I'm around. I'm doing a show in Crown Heights. She lives in Crown Heights. I was like, I'm doing a show in Crown Heights, so if we can't hang here, that's the end of the thing.
That's it.
And she's like, "No, I'm tired or whatever." Moves to New York, doesn't even hang out. Has not gone out.
I see a lot of that.
It's so strange to me. And then she's like, "I might move back to Denver next year. I just don't like it here." And I'm like, "What are you doing?"
I know what this is because I had this once. I lived in New York before comedy. Did you know that?
I didn't know that.
Okay,
New York
yeah.
Film Academy.
Yes, I actually lived with 4 Indian guys, by the way.
Wow, that
Yeah.
shower must have been. Kaput's.
It was non-existent.
Is Kaput's Indian? It sounds.
It should be
doesn't
Indian.
It sounds like a dish.
I'll have the kaputs with a side of tahini. So
tahini.
you gotta have something to do in New York. People come here. It's too overwhelming if you have nothing to drive towards. We have comedy or like Broadway or something. There's got to be something, or getting a job in finance. You got to be searching for something.
I disagree completely.
I'm telling you, I did it. It was hard. It's hard to leave the apartment. You're like, there's nothing for me out there.
You can't Google. You can't go bowling. You can't go to a bar.
It's too forced. You're alone. Bowling. It's not. It's the loneliest feeling.
You meet people. There's people to meet everywhere. Snip, snap.
You could do the meetup, but that's not for us.
Is tahini an island or a food?
That's a sauce, a white sauce.
Aha.
Yeah.
I see. I know all about white sauces.
There's also tabbouleh.
That's a different one. That's the one I ordered when I first started working at the cellar.
Yeah, it's like
and I
chopped up.
I thought it was just lettuce or something.
No, tahini's that shit they give you at the gyro place.
Ah.
Yeah,
the
good
gyro.
stuff. I love
grew
that
up
tahini.
Grew up with a kid named Gyra.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah, black guy. Gyra Cooper.
Ooh, good name.
That was always my go-to black name, and people would laugh. They'd be like, "That's a good one," because it was a real name, but it's not Jamal. Everyone uses Jamal.
Everybody uses Jamal.
I go Gyra.
I like Gyra.
Not bad. Good guy.
I know a guy named Juma.
Juma.
Yeah,
Jewish fella?
Very African.
Sounds like a Israeli mother. Juma.
Juma. I see that.
It's a bit of a stretch.
I like it.
I don't even know if it was a stretch. Maybe it just wasn't that great.
No, I think it worked.
Okay, thank you.
Juma. It sounds like the Italian. She's my Guma. But it was Juma.
Kuma.
Yeah, it's Harold and Kuma.
Boy, this is a classic already,
White
folks.
Castle. All right.
Speaking of classics already, come out to the show in Philadelphia. I want to plug it because I just hung out with Connor.
Yes.
Who's putting the whole show together, and he donated $500 worth of gifts to Robert Kelly's gift drive.
Wow.
So he came out to the show we did on Long Island. Just a swell guy. And we're doing the show. What's the date? February 20th, the 22nd?
I think it's the 20th.
I think it's the 20th, too. I'm going to double check. You fill the time up while I'm checking.
Yeah. He made a great flyer. It's going to be a hot show.
February 20th. It's at the University of Pennsylvania, Ivy League.
Yeah.
UPenn.
Is that Ivy League?
That's Ivy League, baby. Penn. I got all
State.
kinds of Ivy League. Penn State, not Ivy League.
Not Ivy League.
Big Ten.
That's Bush League.
Bush League, folks.
Yeah. What does that mean, Bush League?
I think it's a baseball reference.
Ah.
The Bush League is like a Bush leaguer.
It was so perfect when Bush was president.
Yeah.
You know? 'Cause
Pearl
you
Jam
could
has a
say-
song called Bush League.
Oh, wow.
Born on third, thinks he got a triple.
There you go.
You know what I mean?
I like that.
So anyways, this morning my fucking roommate is in the shower for 45 minutes. It doesn't even smell nice when he comes out.
That is wild.
What is going on in there? We have right now. It's him and his girlfriend and my roommate and his ex-wife and my other roommate. There's 5 people, 1 bathroom.
Wow.
It's like a porn.
Ugh.
It's brutal. I sat outside, just sitting there, towel over the shoulder.
Yes.
You know the towel over the shoulder. I got my flip flops on.
I bet you got a snorkel, a rubber, a big inflatable duck.
I don't typically snorkel in the shower.
I don't either. It was a joke.
Ah, damn it.
But yeah, wow, that's the word. And just waiting, and then you start going, what's he doing in there?
Yes.
You start acting it out like, all right, it takes me this long to do this armpit, this long to so you're like, what could he be doing?
My girlfriend thinks it's the guts. They got big guts.
He's got to get under the gut.
They got to get under there. They got to get over there.
He's got change and candy under that thing.
But there's so many sounds coming. I'm like, all right, that's the sink. And then that's the shower. Okay, he's back in the shower. Now he's over at the sink. Now it's the toilet.
Who gets back in a shower?
It's bizarre.
Yeah.
It feels like the scene. Remember Holy Grail? Monty Python's The Holy Grail? When they're building the badger?
Yes.
And they're out in the woods and you just hear the weird noises.
Yes.
That's what it feels like.
Right.
There's a saw in there and there's a boink and a squink.
Yes, a metallic galunk. Here's what I think. I think he's shitting first. I think he's reading while shitting. Mm-hmm. I think he's taking it all in. He's enjoying it. And he runs the water so you can't hear him shitting. So you're like, oh, the shower's running.
Interesting.
Now you think he's in the shower, but he's actually shitting.
I think you got something, but except I don't think he runs the shower because there's 30 minutes before the shower even runs. Because the whole time, that's when you're hopefully he's shitting.
Yeah.
I'll hear a little sink. He'll be on his way. Then you hear that shower starts. Then you're like, all right, now I got to wait out the shower. Then the shower stops, and I'm like, okay, here we go.
Yeah.
Then that sink fires up again.
Yeah.
And I don't know what the hell's going on.
Wow, the sink again. Maybe the teeth brushing. Maybe he's praying. I don't know.
I don't. Do they pray with sinks? I have no idea what these people do.
No idea. I've seen some water in the face with the praying, or holy water, maybe? I don't know.
That's Catholic.
We
got to get Nimesh in here.
Yes. We have one Indian friend we go to.
I think there's a couple others. We had this conversation before, and it got ugly.
Yeah. Who?
Akash.
Akash.
Hari.
I know a guy named Alap.
Alap, that's a fun one. And, oh boy, there was a couple others.
Yeah. Who else do we know that's Indian?
Suba.
Is she Indian?
I think so.
Jeez. All right.
There's quite a few, but
there's Pakistani, there's Muslim, there's Indian, there's Hindu, there's Hindi, there's Kunal Arora.
But by the way, that's a Star thing, I think.
No, that's a comic.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I thought that was.
It
what's
sounds
the one?
nice.
Borealis.
Aurora Borealis.
That's what I thought you were saying.
Which I believe Ben Franklin discovered.
Oh, interesting.
Boy, that guy was good.
Yeah, we were talking about this before. I forget who was saying that. He gets all the credit for being a president, but never had to be president.
Yeah, that's true.
He's got the best $100 bill, the best bill.
He's a womanizer, the whole electricity thing.
Big fat nerd.
A beer drinker, post office, plaster de Paris, the almanac.
He's got the early to bed, early to rise.
Yeah,
Makes
that's
a
right.
man healthy, wealthy, and wise.
Fun story. He was sleeping in a room with Andrew Jackson. They were like on the road doing gigs.
Right.
And Andrew Jackson goes, you got to close that window. It's freezing out. We're going to get sick. And he goes, what are you, an idiot? You can't get sick from the cold. You get sick from germs.
Yeah.
I always use that.
I think that's inaccurate, though.
Oh, no.
Because it...
if I put a fan on you for 24 hours, you'll be fine.
Yeah, but the cold, it weakens the system, I think, because you're freezing and you're trying to warm up. I mean, I think there's something to it.
Maybe.
I think that's old logic.
That was a breezy night.
Maybe at the gig, Thomas, who was the guy?
Jackson.
Maybe Tom Jackson? No, that's the football guy. Michael Jackson. Maybe he was up there going, hey, just give me the lightning at 2 minutes.
Aha!
The light.
There
the lightning.
Yes.
All right, well.
Yes.
I'm
all
trying.
Right. Woo! You're running the lantern.
Hey, that's not bad.
All right.
Village lantern.
So you got the guy bathing in the shower.
Anyway, so he finally gets out. I had to bail on my shower because you're watching the clock.
The worst feeling.
11:40, 11:45, 11:50, 11:55. I'm like, if he gets out now, finally I had to just bail. I fucking whipped my towel back into the room like Bobby Knight or something, just throwing shit.
Yeah.
And then when he comes out, I'm like smashing shit. He comes out and he's like, hello, Joe. And I'm like, hey, Jay, nice to see you.
Right,
I completely bail on the whole thing.
They always get out right when you're about to leave, too.
Right. So I brush my teeth. That's it. And I'm on no shower.
I hate the no shower.
How about these people? Sorry, I interrupted. But how about these people that go, oh, you got to shower at night? I hate the night shower.
Hate the night.
The whole point of showering is to get rid of my bedhead.
Yes.
And also to give yourself a whoosh.
Yes, a whoosh.
I need a morning whoosh.
It's like brushing your teeth, but for your body.
Exactly.
You got to get out there. You got to get fresh.
That's a perfect point. No one would ever go, just brush your teeth at night.
Aha.
And then sleep with your mouth open for 9 hours and go walk around.
Yeah, I can sleep on dirty sheets all day. I want to be clean for you guys.
I want a whoosh. I want the cold. and you come out and you're all, you get all warm. I love a shower.
Let me ask you this. You ever not showered and then met up with a lady? The whole time I'm freaking out. The whole time I'm like, I got BO, my balls stink, I'm sticky, I'm greasy, I'm gay.
Yeah.
Freaking out the whole time.
Skin crawling.
Yes!
Your hair looks weird. You're trying to move different angles. You want to be
Yeah.
in front of her. You're like, don't look at the side because I didn't
Right.
wash my cheek.
You got weird dry patches. This part's greasy. Your nose is just a fucking oil slick. You know, it's the worst.
I feel like you're just talking about me right now.
No. I've been there. I know it.
Oh, all right. I feel like you got glasses. You got a small dick. It's herpes.
From Massachusetts. But yeah, is it sympathize or empathize?
We always go over this. I have no idea.
Jeez. Okay.
I don't know.
I empathize.
Yeah,
And I sympathize.
I think you can do both, actually.
I'm
in
thizing.
this situation. Joe Theismann.
There you go.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, anyways, how you been? Hey, this is the last episode of 2014.
Wow.
And this is our first full year of doing a podcast.
Hey.
We started in July, I think, or it ended up coming out in September of last year. So this is a full year.
We've come a long way, and I think we've talked about this, how people always tweet us and they go, hey, I'm loving the pod. I'm going to go back and start from the beginning. And I always go, shit.
Yeah.
They're not great in the beginning.
Start from 3 months ago and work your way.
Yeah. I mean, I appreciate it, and we love that you're a fan, but, oh, boy, we had some, we were learning. You know, we were getting the groove.
A lot of learning, and we weren't quite sure what the show was exactly. We had
Yes.
guests, and they really just bogged us down, these idiots.
Yeah, oh, yeah. God, what a couple anchors.
So much bogging.
A lot of Wade bogs.
Hey,
Ah!
we should kiss.
Somebody needs a bell.
Oh, man.
Take a bell at home.
All right.
Some angel just got his dick. Yeah, we had
Clarence is gay, by the way, right?
who?
Clarence?
Oh, clearly.
He is a gay angel.
Gay-
a gangel.
a gangel, yes.
Yeah, Mike Kaplan. Speaking of bogging.
Speaking of gay angels.
Oh,
But
boy.
yeah, but I feel like it's like the Seinfeld Chronicles. They were trying it out. You know, there was still something there.
Yep.
But it was just not fully fledged out.
Yes, pretty good. Pretty good
Yeah.
stuff. There's some pearls in there.
Yeah.
You know, and Donnelly, he was, not Donnelly, Veeder.
Oh boy, that guy, he's a guy you throw in the ocean, he just sinks. There's no swimming whatsoever, no paddling.
We got to get him back on because he's such a great comic. Maybe
Great
he could
guy.
produce or bring us drinks or something.
That'd be nice. He could be a great little waiter.
Yeah, he's the right height.
Yes, I like what's a real power move is when somebody brings you a phone.
Uh-huh.
Like a waiter brings you an old phone, and it's for you.
Interesting. I tell you who we got to get on.
Huh.
I was talking to him last night. Aruba Ray Ellen.
Ooh.
He's got a story. He did warm up for one of those poker shows on Bravo,
Uh-huh.
and he sat down and played cards with Ben Affleck
Wow.
all night. Tom Cruise and boo 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 and ba ba ba. I don't want to give away his stories, but we got to have that guy on.
Oh, yeah, I'd love to. There was a hot minute where poker was all over TV. Remember that?
Poker was bananas. It was
Yeah.
huge.
Huge. There was Tommy Chang or
I can't
Jackie
remember.
Chan.
That's not right.
Wait a minute.
No, it's
the Asian guy.
Eric Chung.
No. Well, there was a guy named the Great Dane.
Oh boy.
Gee, there was a little nerdy guy with with sunglasses and a goatee.
Then there was the guy that threw the card and cut a banana in half. You
Yes,
ever see that?
I like that.
That was pretty wild.
I like that.
Oh, that reminds me of a magic trick, which reminds me I had a great burn at the cellar last night. Not a burn, but a good joke. I want to talk about it. Can I
Who
tell
was
that?
the hang down there?
Last night it was Aruba Ray,
Yeah.
Harrison Greenbaum,
Uh-huh.
Valerie Scott,
Uh-huh.
and Metzger was there for a little bit.
Uh-huh.
But I had to go. Oh, and Brian Scalaro. We talked a little business. We talked about the cops and the things and the business, and then Ray and I wanted to talk about Birdman because I went and saw Birdman a second time.
I gotta go see it.
Oh, you got to see it. It's great. But the ending is weird. So we were talking about the ending. I was like, we got to discuss the ending, and then Harrison Greenbaum goes, I don't want to hear it. He covers his ears. He goes, does one of those. So we're like, all right, we're not talking about it. And he goes, all right, I got this magic show. Can you guys help me with this trick? And I covered my ears and went, la 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 la. It was
good.
great.
That's great.
I wish you were there.
I love that.
It was big because it had just happened back to back.
Yeah. Wow.
I love a magic trick, but I don't know if I want to be part of it developing.
Oh, he was working on it.
He was trying to write because he writes his whole magic act,
Oh, I didn't know that.
which I think is rare. He said that most magicians just are thieves.
That is
But
rare,
He says he's
yeah.
one of the few magicians that actually writes his act.
Wow.
So a very talented guy.
Sure. He's a hell of a magician.
It's amazing. I love a magic trick.
Yeah, me too.
And I'm not one of these guys that wants to know how it works. I go, just give me the magic trick. Great, you're magic. That's the end of it.
I gotta know a little.
Yeah.
Give me something.
Did I ever tell you my Key West story about the magician? I got
Hit
into
me.
it with him.
I think you did, but hit me.
I don't know how I didn't tell it on this podcast, but I'll tell it again, even if I did. Tom Dustin and I, past guest, he didn't bog.
Yeah.
No bug.
No bug. One of the best guests.
We went down to Key West together. It's the only time I've ever gone on a vacation with a man before. We just packed up and went to Key West, which is a gay island, which I didn't realize.
Is this with the whores?
Yeah, we had the whores.
Yes.
But this isn't the horse story.
Okay, good.
So there's all these street performers on the Sunset, Duval Square or Duval, whatever the fuck. Nah, that's not right. Whatever. There's a whole area right where the sun sets. It's the only place on the East Coast where the sun sets into the water, which is interesting. So we go there, and there's all these street performers, and there's this magician. He gathers a crowd. We're the first ones there because we both love magic. We're big fans of magic.
Uh-huh.
And not big fans, but I enjoy a magic trick.
Yeah.
So the guy starts doing tricks, and we're like, wow, that was great. And the crowd we start barking people in. We go, you got to see this guy. He's great. Because we love a performer. We're performers.
Sure.
So then the guy starts throwing in a little Rodney. He's like, yeah, while he's shuffling the cards, he's like, I'm trying to get down to my original weight, 6 pounds, 3 ounces. And I go, hey, I was drunk and young. So I go, that's a Rodney Dangerfield joke.
Yeah.
And he's like, hey, I don't come down and knock the dicks out of your hand. And I was like, well, that's not your joke either.
Yeah.
And there's another joke, and I'm like, that's not your joke. I'm like, you're stealing you're a thief.
Yes.
And the guy's like, okay, pal. Well, he tried to like zing me back, and I was like, fuck you.
Yeah.
I was like, you're a thief.
Right.
You're just a thief. You're stealing jokes.
I'm sure he stole all those tricks, too.
Probably stole the tricks.
Oh, well, no wonder he's on the street.
Yeah, he belongs in the street.
Yeah, who books that? But isn't it weird, like Cirque du Soleil, I was reading the in-flight magazine. That's how sad it got. And that Cirque du Soleil had a whole article. They were street performers.
Really?
Isn't that crazy? They started on the streets.
Wow. Dave
Yeah.
Chappelle.
Was he?
Yeah, he did comedy in West Washington Square Park.
Wow.
Yeah, he talks about some legendary guy that used to take him around.
I know the guy you're talking about, but I can't think of his name. He
Yeah.
has a clip on YouTube, and it's not great, but he's killing.
Yeah, I imagine back then, though, it was
Yeah.
mind-blowing.
It's very broad. It's very like, this is my impression of a white guy carrying a suitcase, and he just like does a stiff walk across the park, you know?
Oh, wow.
And he's like, this is my impression of a black guy carrying a suitcase, and he's like, what's a suitcase? You know,
Right.
I made that up, but it's something like that.
He's like, damn, I'm late, or whatever.
Right,
And,
right. A lot of
something-
that. Yeah.
Something that we did. If we did, we'd be thrown out of comedy for
Yeah.
life. But,
So I was just in the great city of Austin, Texas.
aha!
Yeah, good time. Great club, Cap City. I want to give a shout out. You guys were the best.
Yeah, I did that club way back when it was my first headlining weekend, I think, was
Whoa!
Cap City. Way back in the early 90s.
Nice.
Hicks opened for me. Tell me about it. Take me through, sister. You see some bands?
I did, but I just was popping in and out of bars. I don't recall. But yeah, Thursday night, flew in, got upgraded to first class. What a feeling. What a feeling. I had Qdoba in the Atlanta airport, and I was like, shit.
I've eaten that Qdoba.
Love that Qdoba. And then I got in there, and they're like, they have a meal on the flight, and I was like, I shouldn't have gotten the Qdoba. Damn it. But listen to this. So I got upgraded. They don't treat you that great when you get upgraded.
Oh, really?
Yeah, if you buy the ticket, they're blowing you. But if you get upgraded, they're like, you're lucky to be here.
Oh,
We're
interesting.
aware. They're aware.
It's probably like these basketball players that go to the White House when they win the championship. They
Yeah.
probably don't get the proper treatment. They're probably like, all right, yeah, you fucking assholes.
Maybe.
Maybe not.
I don't know. I didn't know the basketball players went to the White House.
Well, all of them do. Baseball, NFL, hockey, they all go to the White House.
Oh, that's a lot of sportsmen to meet.
That's 4.
4 teams.
4 teams, yeah. Well, football, yeah, it's like 52 guys. But they might only send the big guys.
Because the Marines go too.
When they win,
Oh, but
they
wait.
haven't won in a while.
What about Forrest Gump? When did he go?
He went, he won the Medal of Honor.
That was
And
it.
he was the All-American.
Yeah, that was it.
He met 3 presidents.
Yeah. Was he a real guy?
No.
All right, because that would be pretty extraordinary.
Yeah, why isn't he more of a celebrity at the bench? Why doesn't anyone recognize him? Doesn't that always bother you?
What do you mean?
Like he's sitting on this bench.
Oh,
Nobody
yeah.
goes, yeah, I know who you are.
Right.
You're that guy that saved all the people in Vietnam and then ran across the country a bunch, and you were an all-American football player.
Right.
He would be a huge celebrity. Everybody would
That's
know
it.
who that guy is.
Hey, he was on a couple magazines.
Of course, he's a billionaire fucking
Yeah.
bubblegum ship owner.
Right.
He's an entrepreneur. He's a war hero. He's an athlete. Everyone would be like, yeah, I know who you are, dude.
Boy, it shows that no one wants to talk to a retard.
Oh, real quick, I want to get back to this Austin. Sorry, I took it off the first class, but I worked with a guy, I think his name was Bob Nugent in Bloomington, Indiana, and he had a great joke.
Sounds real.
He had a joke that I loved about how, God, I hope I'm not screwing up his name. There was a great guys in Bloomington. Anyways, he did a joke about Forrest Gump, about how the whole movie he's telling the stories on the bench.
Yeah.
But in that one scene, he's in Jenny's dorm, and she's like, have you ever been with a girl? And she takes her top off, and he puts his hand on her tit, and then he comes.
Yeah.
But that means he's telling that story to somebody on a bench.
Oh, that's a great joke.
Hilarious observation.
hilarious,
I've seen that movie 100 times. I've never made that connection.
I've noticed that you like jokes. The jokes that stick with you are the ones where it's like like a factual, inaccurate fuck up.
Yes.
You love those.
I love those in movies particularly.
Yeah.
I tried to do one about Back to the Future about how their whole plan was to rape his mother.
Right.
Which is insane. The scientist was able to invent time travel.
Yeah.
But the best plan he has for making them fall in love is what if you abuse your mother sexually?
So she goes with your dad.
And then George will punch you.
Right.
Which they probably would go to the police. It wouldn't be some romantic date.
Yeah.
They'd go and report him and be like, yeah, this guy who just moved to the neighborhood that no one's ever heard of.
Right.
He just was taking advantage of me.
That's true. But those are the times. I think they were just matching the 50s.
Maybe.
Because back then, the women had it pretty rough.
They certainly did. Even like 20 years ago.
Yeah, well, talk to Kaz.
All right, I want to get back into First Class. We took it off into a weird direction there.
So here's what I'm saying in First Class, and I got a couple beefs here. First of all, I'm grateful to be upgraded. Thank you. Praise Allah. But so I get bumped up to First Class, and they don't even tell you. This is how they do it. It's pretty smooth. So I'm Silver Elite now. So they go, all right, we're taking gold, silver, blah blah blah. So I get to load on pretty early. So I'm walking on, and I give the ticket to the guy. He scans it, beep, beep. And right when he scans it, a little ticket prints up. And it's like the size of a credit card. He hands it to you, and it just says, you've been upgraded. Congratulations. Seat 4A. I'm like, 4A? Oh, shit.
Wow.
Nothing. He doesn't even say, good for you, buddy, or give you a wink. He just hands you the ticket, and you walk on. So I sit in 4A. Holy hell, I'm in first class. I can't believe it. I'm going to take a nap. I'm going to eat. I'm going to have a cocktail. I'm going to go nuts. So I sit down. And the lady's giving everybody drinks, and I do like I'm here too, and she never notices me.
Wow,
like that was a bummer. And then I was like, you know what? You're in first class. Get this woman's attention. Stand up for yourself. So I was like, all right. I remember you yelling at the truck driver.
Yeah, the truck guy.
Yeah. So I go, excuse me, madam. I'll have a drink. She goes, oh, we're about to take off. I'll get it when I can. And I was like, damn.
Oh, wow. Boy, you're like a second class, first class citizen.
I like it.
Yeah.
Boy, well said. So I'm sitting next to this guy, nice guy, Indian chap. Might have been your roommate, can't tell.
He would have been in the shower.
That's true, yeah. So I'm sitting next to this guy, and there's a plug, there's an outlet.
Mm-hmm.
First class, you get an outlet. You can
That's
charge your phone
amazing.
the whole time, yeah.
JetBlue has outlets.
They do?
Yeah.
All seats?
Under the seats. All seats. On cross-country flights, at least.
Wow. So the guy goes, do you mind if I charge for a while? And I go, sure, you charge. And I'll charge maybe the second half. He goes, great, no problem. So that was another thing. So he falls asleep immedately. So I'm like, well, it's about that second half. But I can't just unplug his and plug mine in. That's ludicrous.
That's stealing.
What are we in the Thunderdome? Are we in Apocalypse? You know? So I don't know what to do. So I'm like kind of trying to wake him up. You know, I'm like, yeah. Stretching and like looking out the window. I'm opening his window because I'm in the aisle. And he won't budge, so my phone dies. That's just the story of my life. So here's another thing. So the food's time to eat. So the lady goes, hello, how are you? We have a turkey club with bacon. And I was like, ooh, baby, that sounds pretty good. And then she goes, and we have cold Asian noodles.
Cold Asian noodles?
I was like, they're cold? She's like, yeah, they keep better.
Oh.
I was like, well, can we heat them? She goes, there's no heater. There's no microwave on the plane.
Cold Asian noodles sounds like a porn.
So I was like, well, obviously I want the club. And in my head, I'm like, why would you even have the noodle option? That's insane. Who's going to want the noodles? So everybody on the whole fucking plane is getting the club. And I just see everybody go, club. And so everybody's dishing out these club sandwiches all over town. She comes up to me and she goes, she's kneeling next to me now, like on the ground, like in my ear. And she's like, looks like we didn't order enough clubs. And I go, you should only have clubs. You should have 2 Asian noodles, maybe.
Right.
It should be 90-10. What are you, crazy? They have 50-50 noodled at club? That's insane. And so I was like, geez, well, because she took my order like third or something. So I was kind of wondering, why am I the one losing out on the club?
Yeah, they don't like you.
They don't like me. I'm upgraded. Second class, first class, baby.
They don't like the upgrade.
Yeah, I'm not in coach. I'm not in first class. I'm in limbo class. I'm somewhere in the middle. So I was like, all right, well, give me the goddamn ice cold Asian noodles.
Uh-huh.
So she's like, okay, thank you, whatever. She brings it back. It's a nice tray. I put the fork in. The fork breaks. They're so cold.
What?
It's frozen. No, I'm just kidding.
Oh.
But so I was like, all right. So I'm eating the noodle, and you're feeling the noodles slip around on the cheek, and it's like, ooh, that was chilly. Like it's so cold. These things like were out of the freezer.
God, that sounds horrible.
It was awful. So I eat it, and I wolf it down, and there's a little dessert. So I go to town on the dessert, and there's some fruit. But boy, I'm watching everybody just sink their teeth. This club was so fucking thick meat, bacon flying out the sides, avocado, sourdough. I was like, ah!
Boy, you should have picked up some of that stray bacon.
Oh, I know. They wouldn't even have noticed. I could have just broken it off.
It sounds like this was quite the foray.
Oh.
Is that something?
I like it.
What's a foray?
I don't know, but it worked.
I think it's a word, though.
It is a word.
All right.
A foray into something?
I think so, right?
I think it's like a vision.
Well, whatever it is, I was sitting on that one.
All right. Well, I appreciate it. Yeah. So I had the cold noodle. So now I'm no charging, cold noodle, no drink. So I'm starting to get a little bad. I'm starting to get a little angry.
Mm-hmm.
And I just I suck it up. Whatever. I take a little nappy poo, and then I go. All right. Well, I gotta whiz. So I watch this guy go in the bathroom. I'm like, all right, after him, I'm going to pee. So then I'm just kind of dicking around. I'm reading the in-flight magazine. Oh, Cirque du Soleil. Who knew? Look at that. Dave Chappelle. Oh, well, stealing jokes. Rodney Dangerfield. So then I see the guy come out, and this other guy goes up and gets in. I'm like, ah, damn it. I missed the fucking bathroom window. So he gets out, or he's in the bathroom, and the lady goes, all right, we're going to have some turbulence. No one can stand up from now on. No standing.
I've been there.
Yeah, so the guy gets out, and I go, oh, fuck it, I'm making a beeline. So shouldn't it be an A-line? All right. So I go.
Should be a P line.
Oh, the urinating.
You go to the bathroom.
Yeah. So I go, and I get up, and the lady goes, hey, sit down, sit down. She's like yelling at me from the cockpit area, like, hey, sit down, you.
Wow.
Sit down. I was like, I just got to pee. She goes, I told you turbulence. Didn't you hear me? I was like, oh, shit, sorry. So I'm going to yell at.
Oh, God.
Everybody in first class is ashamed of me. They're like, they can feel me. Like, he shouldn't be here. It was brutal.
Oh, I hate that. I've had that happen before. It
Yeah.
sucks. You got to go stand up there because I've had the thing where you're standing there and you're ready to piss, and then they're like, everyone sit down. You're like, come on,
Right.
I'm here already.
I know. So that was kind of a bummer. So first class, I somehow made first class shitty.
Right. Well, you didn't make it shitty. They made it shitty.
Yeah, I don't know. I feel like if I stepped up a little more, who knows?
Yeah.
But
Well, you never know.
you never know.
Did I ever tell you about the time I masturbated on the plane
No.
in the bathroom? And then I walked out, and you're a little self-conscious because you're masturbating, and
Yeah.
then you're thinking, I'm like, is this the amount of time that it would take to shit? Because you don't want to take too much time.
Right.
So I masturbate, I finish, I stuff my hard, still cock down, and I walk out of the bathroom, and the flight attendant goes, "Hey, what were you doing in there?"
Uh-huh.
I go, what?
That's
And she
terrifying.
goes, didn't you see the sign that says, dude, it says out of order on the door.
Oh.
So she peeks her head in and looks into the toilet expecting to see a big shit.
Yeah.
Because I was in there, and then
Wow.
there's nothing in there because I
She
was
looked in.
jerking off.
Yeah.
So she was like, looked back at me, and it was like this weird moment. I just went back to my seat and pulled my hood over my head.
Oof.
Yeah.
That is a big fear. I mean, I'm sure that Indian guy's jerking off.
Oh, maybe you're right.
He's got to be.
But why wouldn't he jerk off in the bedroom?
I think a shower's safer, and some guys prefer shower.
I hate the shower.
I don't like it either.
Mitch Fatel had that great joke. Your knees buckle. You start pulling the curtain down and shit.
Oh, that's funny.
I'm a bed masturbator.
Yeah, I'm a bed guy. I'm a couch guy. The shower, there's too much friction with the water. Like I find myself trying to get away from the water, so now I'm jerking off in the cold.
Yeah, and then it gets like almost sticky when you're wet and it dries up.
Yeah. No good. Oh, that's another thing. So I finally got to go pee after the turbulence stopped, and I had to pee so bad I just ran in there. Somebody opened the door on me while I was peeing because I forgot to lock it.
Oh, that's on you, buddy.
That's on me, but I had to pee so bad I just jumped in.
Right, I've had that happen, but I get mad. I resent the person that does that.
I'm not saying it wasn't my bad, but that's what the state I was in.
It happened with an old lady, and she was like, "Oh!" I was like, "Well, you gotta lock this thing here."
Like a Marx Brothers movie.
Yeah, it was crazy.
Also, somebody fainted on the plane and woke up and just started projectile vomiting in the back.
What?
Yeah.
Wow,
It was crazy. It was a wild flight.
that is wild.
Yeah,
They probably had those cold noodles.
Maybe.
I bet.
They had to wheel her up, and you could see it was like this old black lady with gray hair. Hair was like all over the place, and she was in a wheelchair, and she had a blanket over, and the blanket was covered in yak.
Oh my!
It was
God.
tough. It was tough.
I think that she had one of those cold noodles.
I think so.
Fucking her body said, "Nuh-uh, I want the bacon."
Oh, yeah.
Wow.
So they wheeled her off, and then we all got off, and now I'm in Austin, baby. Woo! Thursday night, packed.
Wow.
Hot show. And Rojo Perez featured. We had a good time.
Oh, Rogelio.
Yeah, he is. Boy, he's He's getting good. He was tough to follow.
I bet.
Yeah, and he would do a little Spanish, throw some Spanish in there. That killed.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I had to follow him, and good time. But we all went out. We went to Barfly, hit the town. I was buying drinks. I was really headlining it up, and got crazy hungover. Now here's the clincher, the clinker. This is big for me.
Uh-oh.
Oh boy. So first of all, there's no radio, which was a real treat.
That's great.
Yeah. So I'm hungover as hell. I wake up early on Friday morning because I flew in a lady.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Which is I've never done.
Yeah, that's exciting.
Yeah, I know this gal from New Orleans. Always had a thing for her. We had a bit of a foray in NOLA. And I said, you know what? I like this gal. I'm going to fly her in. So, flew her in, and she got there at noon on Friday. And I got to tell you, before she gets there, it's all just panic mode.
Right.
First of all, you're hungover, so your anxiety's through the roof.
Of course.
And then you're like, I can't let her see me hungover because, it's her big entrance. I can't be like, hey, I'm going back to bed. You
right.
know? So I'm like, so I make myself go to the gym.
Oh, wow.
You're going to the gym hungover? It's damn near impossible.
Yeah, of course.
It's one of the hardest things on earth. They should do that to, people they're terrorizing and torturing. All right, you got to drink this gin and do, 60 squats.
That's not a bad torture method to get information. Make them drink. They get a little truthy, They
Right.
go, ooh.
Yeah, well, you got truth serum.
Yeah.
So
Is that a real thing?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, wow.
I'm on it right now.
No kidding.
Ask me anything.
Oh, wow. Am
Don't
I gay?
Yes.
Damn it.
Wouldn't that be funny if you could take truth serum and no secrets about you?
Right.
But yeah, so I'm hitting the gym. That's another thing. I forgot my shorts. I'm in jeans.
Oh, you're that guy.
I'm the hungover guy in the gym, breathing out like Lone Star beer and shitty whiskey.
Wow, that's
and
a
I'm
psychopath.
in jeans. Yeah, I look like a Travis Bickle.
Uh-huh.
Is that his name?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I look like Travis Bickle. There was an Asian guy at the just running on the treadmill, like looking at me like, you all right, buddy? Because I was like, and I was like a white tongue, just gross. So I work out, I shower, and I clean the whole room, which feels weird cleaning your hotel room because there's maids out there. And I'm like, don't come in, I'll clean.
Right. Didn't
And,
you just get to the day before, though? How messy is this room?
Oh, I really tore it up.
Oh, my goodness.
Yeah, I got like towels everywhere. All my clothes are out. There's jerk off rags everywhere.
I'm the same way. I throw everything everywhere.
Yeah, and I ransacked the as a drunkard usually does. I ransacked the little quickie mart in the hotel, and I went to town on like a couple candy bars and like a couple lean cuisines.
Yeah.
So I did all that, and so finally she shows up, and I'm a little more of a human being by this point, and we really did it up. We went to some Mexican restaurants. We walked around SoCo. She came to all the shows. It was a good time.
Wow, that's nice.
Yeah.
Do I hear wedding bells?
Oh, well, take it easy.
Oh, that's someone's phone ringing.
Yeah. There is a wedding bell, but it's not mine. So she came to the shows, and I got heckled quite a bit over the weekend.
Oh, really?
Yeah, but fun heckling. I handled it, but one was awkward.
Tell me about it.
Well, the Friday night show, I had the girl doing this one. Any kind of silence, she would go,
oh yeah, that's a thing that people are doing now,
Yeah.
particularly women, because they don't want to be alone with their thoughts. These people.
Is that what it is?
I think it's because they're used to their phone or any kind of silence. People lose their shit. They just have to fill the silence. It's crazy.
You don't think it's I want attention? I want make it about me?
I think it's that as well. I think it's a little bit of both.
Woo!
Yeah, I think it's a combination.
Yeah, I'd be like, so I went out drinking last night. Woo! And you're like, all right, you're killing my momentum. And she yells out, this gem. She goes, I'm just giving you material.
Oh, I hate those people.
And then you're like, you fucking loser. I'd start going off on her. And that's the thing is she would go woo, and I would say something, and it would get a big laugh, and she would go, you see? I'm like, no. It's hard for me to think of that.
Right.
And this is a lot of pressure. There's 200 people in here waiting for me to take control of the room. You're making this way harder.
Also,
And
that's
she
just
didn't get
one
that.
kind of laugh. I have other jokes that I prepared that I
Yes.
spent hours on working on. I'm trying
Yes.
to do something here with my life.
Right. Yeah.
And anyone can just call you a cunt or whatever the fuck.
Right. That's the thing about stand-up. We're the only art form with obstacles.
Right.
No one's going, let me take that paintbrush away, buddy. Right.
Right.
Yeah, let me poke a hole in your canvas, or let me take a few piano keys out.
Right.
Come on. I'm trying to do a thing here. And I hate calling it an art form, but I stand by it that it is.
It's an art form. What
Yeah,
do you mean you hate calling it? Don't back up on that. This is like the outlet situation.
The outlet.
Yes.
Yeah, well, my battery's dead. But
Oh, boy.
So I went off on her, and then I got too mean at some point, and that got weird. But here, how about this one? Saturday night, great show. I'm doing very well. One guy in the front row, arms crossed, stone facing me, like hard, like he wants me to say something. So 30 minutes in, I kind of lose it, and I just go, "All right, buddy, what's the deal? I'm doing well. I'm killing. What is it?" And he goes, "It's not for me." And I was like, Jesus Christ, like that hurt my feelings. I was like, I thought he was going to say, "Oh, don't worry, I'm sorry, I just don't laugh, I'm having a bad day." But he goes, "It's not for me." And he's like shaking his head. Good-looking guy, looked like George Clooney, just nothing.
Clone.
And I'm like, "What? Don't you hear them laughing?" And he goes, "Yeah, I got to tell you, I'm let down." And I go, "Wow, what are you killing? What are you kidding me? What the fuck's going on?" And he goes, "Look, man, you're on that stage. Some legends have been on that stage." And this guy's like coming into my soul here. I'm like,
jeez.
I was like, "What are you talking about? Got every legend had to start somewhere, like, yeah, I'm a newer comic, but I'm doing well. This works. People are laughing."
Oh boy.
And he goes, "You know who was on that stage a mere 2 weeks ago?" And I'm like, "Who? Jesus, this guy's like the devil personified." I was like, "Who?" He goes, "Carlos Mencia."
No.
I swear to God, and I just fucking lost. I've laughed out loud into the microphone, and I was like, "Are you kidding me? That's who you like?" Now I feel so much better.
Well, of course he has bad taste in comedy if he's just sitting there stone facing you.
I know, but I mean, you know how you go into your own head and you go, "Oh, this guy might be right. Maybe I am terrible. He's on to something."
See, I stopped with those people already.
Yeah.
I just go that everyone else is enjoying it. This one guy, I'm not his cup and whatever. You can't make all the people laugh. You don't want that guy. That guy probably is, hates gays and,
Yeah, he probably likes black licorice.
yeah, whatever the fuck. He's some douche and he's not, but maybe he's some nice guy. Maybe he gives charitably and he's not, your sense of humor is not the same. You know what I
know,
mean?
but I mean, his face was almost like, "What are you doing here?
Right.
Oh, you are not allowed here. You're not up to par, baby."
I think you got to ignore those guys.
I guess so,
You
but
go, fuck, what are you going to do? You're going to make everybody laugh?
sure. But there was also a part of me like, well, A, I'm curious, and B, I'll get some laughs out
I hear you.
of fucking with this guy. But boy, he got right to the core.
Oh, boy. Mencia fan. Wow.
Mencia. So I was like, "Oh, he's such a hack. He steals jokes. Maybe I'll steal some jokes. Yeah, sure, he kills, but he's blah, blah, blah." And the guy, that really pissed him off. But the crowd was on my side. They were like, "Yeah, Mencia sucks." So I was like, thank God. That was the one thing you could have said that made me feel better.
Right.
So that was kind of nice.
Wow. So how did it end? Did he sit there the rest of the show angrily?
He did. He smirked. Oh, this was a great moment. He smirked a couple times. I would be like, "Yeah, I got to smirk." Yeah, and the crowd would cheer,
Right.
And I was like, What do you like? What do you want to talk about?" And this old guy on the front row on the other side, like a John Wayne type, he was laughing the whole time. He goes, "He laughed when you said this. I saw him."
Oh, wow.
I fucking lost it at that, and the crowd was dying.
I was a witness.
He was a witness, and then other people be like, "I saw him laugh." So we made a whole thing out of it. But
Yeah, this guy sounds like he's not so bad after all.
he was rough. He wanted to hurt my feelings. He
Oh,
was out
man.
to get me.
Yeah, damn.
Or at least that's how I felt. But he tried to come up and talk to me after, but I wouldn't do it.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, I wasn't going to stand for it.
Yeah, don't stand for that.
Yeah, so, and this is the weird thing. So I promised a local comic, great guy, Chris Cubis. He's got a podcast. And I said, "Yeah, sure." On email, I was like, "Yeah, I'll record a pod with you between shows on Saturday night." And he was like, "All right, great." And he comes in, and I had just been not doing well on a show, so I had to record a pod after not doing well.
Mm-hmm.
It's a terrible feeling.
Yeah, that's no good.
You want to just sit in your own thoughts and jerk off and whatever, but this guy was like, "Hey, come on, do a pod." It was tough.
But sometimes it's good because it's like a splash in the face, like a morning shower. You
That's
get to
true.
refresh, and you get to be funny on the pod, and now
Right.
you're back a little bit. It helps you forget.
Yeah. So I had a couple awkward moments. One, I was with the girl, so I'm like, "Hey, let's get some food. We got jalapeno poppers and chicken wings and whatever." And then we ordered those food, and I had to go on stage. So she ate some food, and then they took it away. So I go, "Hey, can I order food?" And the guy goes, "Yeah, you've reached your food limit, but if you want to order anything, I'll give you like a discount." And I was like, "Oh, I got to take a phone call." I just never ate.
Food limit.
Yeah.
Wow.
I didn't know there was such a thing.
Yeah, I bet Mencia didn't have a food limit.
I bet Ralphie May didn't either.
Oh, Nelly.
Yeah. So that was awkward.
Wow.
It was awkward just being like, "You guys are paying me pretty well, but there's no way I'm buying a sandwich from you." You know?
Right. No, you can't buy comedy club food.
No, I can't go back.
That's no good. Sam
Yeah.
and I did a co-headlined a show out in what city was it? I can't remember, but it was like a shit. There was a shit club. There was like a good club and a shit club, and we worked the shit club.
Yeah.
And we ordered pizzas and drinks. At the end, they were like, "All right, you owe us $46.50." And we were like, "What?" They're like, yeah, the pizza's 12, the other pizza's 12, and the beers is this and that.
Oh man,
You got to be shit. This is not. But they didn't even kind of give a shit. They were like,
Wow.
no, that's what you owe us.
Yeah, I've had that.
That was brutal.
I did the Funny Farm in Youngstown, Ohio. Terrible club, going on record. Trash heap.
Wow. In Youngstown.
Yeah, and it's in the basement of a restaurant. And, you know, the guy was very nice. Like, what can I get you? And I was like, what do you like here? I'm looking at this giant menu, and he's like, get the salmon. Get the salmon. Best salmon in the state. You're going to love it. And I was like, Jesus Christ, give me the salmon. So then he's like, what sides do you want? Get this side. He's like upselling me all this shit. And
Yeah.
then the bill comes. It was like $50. I was like, oh, I'm the headliner. He goes, yeah, you don't get a meal. It's like, well, then you should have told me to get the fucking chicken wings.
Yeah, that's insane.
What am I getting the salmon if don't upsell me and then charge me?
You should have sold you the cold noodles.
I would have eaten them.
4A.
There you go.
Oh, man.
No charge.
Boy, oh, boy.
No charge. That kind of works.
What do you mean?
Because he should have not charged me, and I got no charge on the plane.
Aha.
It was,
I
it was a
see.
leap. It was a leap.
I got you. I was thinking no charge. I don't know what I was thinking.
Yeah.
I dropped the ball on that one.
So I get back into town last night, and I get back into town. And boy, New York does not give you one break. They don't
No.
give you 1 second of a break. And you get back in town, it's freezing. I try to get on the A train. The A train's not running. I've already taken the fucking whatever to the air train. And no A train. Ah, shit. So I got to get on the air train again, get on the E. E takes forever. Finally get home. I got to shoot with the New Yorker.
Oh, wow.
And they're meeting me at my house at 7. It's like 4, and I'm on no sleep. I'm on like an hour sleep. So I'm like, I'll get 2 hours in, I'll shower, and I'll do the New Yorker.
Right.
So I do that, take some sleeping pills. New Yorker comes to your house, which is very awkward. They're in my tiny, shitty apartment. And I'm like getting dressed with my underwear. So like, yeah, we'll shoot some of your room and some of you looking at notes and everything. And then I had 4 spots, and they came to all of them and shot everything. And it's super uncomfortable. I'm on the subway with a camera in my face. There's like homeless people and pregnant women and old guys like watching me. Like, why are you filming this loser?
Yeah,
You know?
it's awkward because you feel guilty. You're like, I'm not anybody.
Yeah.
Sorry, I hate myself.
Right, and they're like, we just want to stand here. You're in a good spot. Now we got to stand off to the side because you're filming some bullshit thing.
Right. And I feel like people judge because you see, they're like,
Oh,
I feel like
yeah.
everyone's like, who's this asshole? I bet he stinks.
Yes.
That's what I do.
That's
When
what
I
I
see
would
someone
do.
filming, I'm like, I bet this
Exactly.
person sucks. That's a piece of shit. And
Right.
That's probably just their cousin who has a camera. There's no batteries. It's not even running.
Exactly, yeah. And they're trying to get the whole stand-up experience, and you're like, well, this isn't really me telling you how I moved here isn't really.
I don't trust any sort of reality thing anymore. Now that I've done like kind of Last Comic Standing and
Oh,
stuff,
yeah.
I feel like it's all right. Let's take that again, and
Yeah.
I don't trust any kind of documentary type thing.
This is pretty up to snuff. I mean, it's us, so we won't let it be that fake.
Right.
You
I
know-
just mean when I'm watching, I'm always
Yeah,
like, I
yeah,
wonder
yeah.
if that's the third take they did something on.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And plus, like, it's so hard, especially with comics. You're so self-conscious of the camera.
Yes.
So even if you're doing what you normally would do, you feel like this feels pretentious.
Exactly.
You feel weird. You're like, this is what I would be doing, but
Right.
it still feels weird.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, I'd be texting with earbuds in my ear, but
Right.
instead I got to go, I moved to New York in 2007, and, I had a shitty apartment, blah,
Right.
blah, blah.
That's why I wasn't good at Last Comic Stand. They kept like asking me, they're like, do you think you got what it takes? And I'm like, I don't know.
Yeah,
I
exactly.
just,
And they're like, you going to win? I'm like, well, probably not. I'm a white
like,
guy.
Yeah,
you
I'm
know?
like, I don't know what I'm doing here. I hate myself.
And then they always say, come on, you got to pretend like you want to win. You're like, well, isn't this is actually more different. This is actually more interesting.
Right.
When you think about it, because no one ever does this.
It's supposed to be reality, but it's not reality.
Not reality. It's all rigged for you folks at home. Everything's rigged.
The whole life,
Yeah, I guess so.
it's all rigged. 4A, the whole business.
Yep.
There's no first class.
So then they're filming you on in the cab, and everything you say feels pretentious and like, yeah, comedy, yeah, it's in my bones, all that shit. And you look like an idiot, but you got to say something. I don't know. So, and I'll tell you, I think you're like this. You got this camera crew with you got this interview lady with you. I'm running from gig to gig, but I can't run. I feel bad running with them there.
Right.
Because I'm worried about them the whole time I'm on stage. I'm worried about them. I'm like, are they in a good spot? Do they hate me? Is this weird for them? Like, I just can't. I can't think straight when other people. That's why comedy. I think why we're into it is it's just you.
That's what's so nice. I feel that way anytime I have to travel on the train with a group. Like
Yes.
Saturday night we left here and there was like 6 of us. A bunch of comics went out to Europan. We ate. And then we were riding back together, and I kept watching and had to like stop and turn and be like, what are you guys doing? We're going to miss the train. Like, let's go.
Yeah,
let's
yeah.
go. You're so used to traveling by yourself, and you're running
Right.
and jumping down the steps and you know all the right spots to
Yes,
go to get
yes.
the train. Like, we want to be in the back of the train. And then you got to convince 6 people to walk to the back of the train. I'm like, if we go down here, and they're like, what are you talking about? The train gets right here. I'm like, I know, but if we go there, we can get the transfer.
Exactly.
And then you look like an asshole, like a control freak.
Right.
I have this problem. I never want to be a control guy, but I'm like, it's not that I'm control. I've done a lot of. I have the data.
You know the best way.
Yes, it's efficient.
Yes.
I feel that with my girlfriend all the time because I have to be like, I don't want to be this guy, but can we please go down there? Because everything's going to be better if we just go that way.
I'm so with you, and let me just tell you for the record, you can do it with me anytime.
All right.
Okay, never worry with me.
I feel that way with movies, too. I'm like, let's hit the 4:25 movie, but we should leave at 2 so we can go to Chipotle. There's a Chipotle across the street, and then we'll go there. And they're like, oh, well, you got to have everything planned. And I'm like, well, I'm just trying to have an efficient hang so we don't not eat.
Yeah, and it'll be all laid out, and it'll be easy. It'll be an easy day.
Mm-hmm.
I'm knocking it out, and you'll have a good time.
I'm trying to help.
Trying to help.
I had quite an incident on the train the other day.
Ooh,
speaking
lay it
of
on
which, it was a fun one. You know those? You ever have one of those ones where you're not late for anything, so you're just kind of just strolling through. Every once in a while, it happens where you don't have to be anywhere.
Oh yeah.
I was early.
It's kind of nice.
And there was a wild incident on the train. It was not wild, but it was real fun. I was on the D train, and it's just taking forever. Which I always feel grateful when it's taking forever, and I'm not in a hurry.
Yeah.
My spot's at like 10:15, and it's like 8 o'clock. I'm just going out there for the whole show. I'm closing the show. The D train starts stopping and starting and stopping. There's train traffic. There's an incident, some bullshit. They're investigating. So finally it stops at, what's the big one in Brooklyn there? The
Atlantic.
Barclays. Yes, Atlantic, Barclays Center. It stops there, and it says from now on, we're gonna be riding on the N line. The D train will be running on the N line. And I'm getting out there anyway, so I was like, well, it doesn't matter. This is my stop.
Yeah.
So I get off, and there's a huge crowd waiting to get on because the train took forever because it's all fucked up. So they're all ready to get on. They're like, all right, everybody, get on the train, stand clear of the closing doors. And some guy, this like hipstery type guy, just stands with his foot in the door, and he yells, he's like, what's the next stop? And the guy goes, stand clear of the closing doors. The guy goes, well, what's the next stop? And the conductor's going, stand clear of the and he keeps shutting the door, and it hits the guy's foot and opens back up. It's shutting the door, it opened up, and the guy's just standing there, and the people on the train start going like, hey, get your foot on the door. And he goes, well, tell me the next fucking stop.
Yeah.
And and I'm just watching because I love it.
Yeah.
And now the whole crowd is like, what's the next? There's like 10 people like, where's the train
he was
going?
a hero.
Yes.
Oh, he wasn't
But some
a
people
dick.
were getting mad because some people
Okay.
were like, hey, let's let the fucking train go. So the conductor guy is like, not the conductor, but the guy that closes the doors and announces the stops.
Yeah.
He's like, get your fucking foot out of the door. And the guy's like, well, what's the fucking next stop?
Yeah.
And then the other people start yelling at the train guy. They're like, well, just tell him what he wants to hear. And the guy goes, I can't hear him, which is a lie. Because he screams like, I can't hear him. And they go, what's the fucking next stop? And then the guy on the train goes, I don't know what the next stop is. And then people start going, well, how do you not know what this next stop? You're on the train. You're the fucking driver.
Yeah.
And he goes, I don't know. And they go, well, ask. You must have communication with the guy driving the train.
Yeah.
Just announce the next stop. And this whole time, he's pressing the button. So the doors are going, closing, opening,
my God.
closing,
What a lunatic.
opening, closing, opening. And the guy goes, I'm not taking my fucking foot out of the door until you tell me what the fucking next. So I see where he's coming from.
I like it.
Because he's like, I don't know if I'm going home or not. I don't know where this train is going.
Yeah.
So everyone's now picking sides. It's like a political thing. People are like, get out of the fucking door. You're making every train late. And the guy's like, fuck you. I don't know where the train's going.
Wow.
People are yelling at the guy. And then the conductor guy, whatever the fuck he's called, the people are getting in his face. And he's like in the little window there. With the goggles on and shit. It was a wild scene. And finally, he just kept pressing that button to close the door on the guy.
Yeah.
The guy wouldn't move. He wouldn't budge. And finally, the guy gets out of the thing, and he's like, fuck you! He takes his foot out, so the door stops moving. And as the train is driving by, the guy's giving him double fingers in the window. And it was great. And the conductor guy's like, fuck off, fuck you. And everyone, it was a whole melee.
Wow.
It was great.
Good. Those MTA guys get away with murder.
It was a great drama. But that's the thing. Like, we're like, all these like nerd older people were just like, just tell him to stop. What are you talking about? Why are you being that stubborn?
I'll tell you why. That's the only power he has.
That's right.
That's it. It's a power move.
He has this thing, but it's like, I don't understand. Like, how do you not know what direction he's going? And he's going, it's running on the N line. And you're like, well, just say what stop is next.
Right.
You have to know.
Yes.
That's your only job is running around underground like a fucking.
Of course he knows.
So it was wild, but that guy really took a stance.
I like that guy.
But I'm also on the other side too. There's some people that are just like, I know where I'm going and you're holding me up.
Why don't they tell him? Those people who know should just tell the hipster guy.
I think they were yelling, but he wanted to hear it from the conductor because he was stubborn. Everyone was stubborn.
Everyone was stubborn. We're
That's
all
the
stubborn.
problem with the country and the politics. Everyone's just stubborn. Everyone's like, no, you liberals fucking hate cops, and the cops hate the cop, and everyone's like,
I'm right, you're wrong.
Every argument and discussion is somewhere in the middle of the two things.
Yes.
Don't you feel that way?
Yes.
With all the cops and the black people stuff, it's all in the middle somewhere. It's like
Yeah.
you're ridiculous and you're ridiculous. It's
Yeah.
more in here, the truth.
Everyone is generalizing, but no one wants to be generalized. They go, hey, you can't say all black people are criminals, and then they go, but all cops suck.
Yeah,
Well,
yeah,
you can't say
it's-
all cops suck either, so
The
who's right? you
Same
know?
logic on both sides, and you're like, you're all fucking.
Wow, man, I'm impressed with this guy, because those MTA guys, cops do this too. Now I'm generalizing, but here we go. I've never been shot at. So, like, cops do this thing where you go, hey, I see that the street's closed off, but can you just tell me? And they go, keep it moving. You're like, just tell me.
Right.
I know if you don't tell me you have something I want, and you
Right.
get off on that, but just fucking tell me. Security guards do it. All those fuckers do it.
Yeah, that's just a general annoying thing that so many different people do, not just cops. Where you have information, just tell me the information.
Just tell me the information.
I know you have it.
Yeah.
Just tell me.
And then they go, I don't know.
Right.
They start grunting. Fuck
Right.
you. Tell me. I pay your salary, cunt.
Right. I've had ones with I'm not going to name names, but when you're working with a comic or opening it for a comic, and they're like, I'm like, hey, do you have the contact for the guy? And he's like, well, I'm not your agent. And I'm like, I know you're not my agent, but you are my friend,
Yeah.
and you have this information that
That's
would
the
help me a
worst.
lot.
That is the worst. Well, what's good here? I'm not the waiter. Well, you eat here every fucking night.
Right. So you could just be a
Just
human.
be a human being. Yeah. Wow. Good for that guy.
Speaking of annoying humans, I had this one. This was fun. This is right around the corner here. The Beacon Hotel, right next to Stand Up New York here on the Upper West Side. Great
Yeah.
place to shit. Second floor.
Ooh.
It's like a futuristic bathroom.
Ooh,
It's
I like
great.
that. Good to know.
It's clean and shiny, and it's a hotel. It's also a good place to write. You and I were sitting there
Yeah.
the other day after the podcast.
I got some bits out of that, I think.
I've been sitting and writing there all the time. I plug my phone right in. No one bothers you. You sit in a nice lobby, and they have
great.
the Christmas piano music. Boop, boop, boop,
Oh,
boop, boop,
love
boop,
that.
boop, boop,
The
boop.
trees up.
It's wonderful. So I was sitting there, and I didn't realize there was stairs. So I'm taking the elevator to the second floor to take a big old dupe.
Yeehaw.
And I get on. I hold the door for a big fat woman, middle-aged white woman, and her friend. Door's closed. She hits her button. She probably lives there or something. We're going. She goes, so riding the elevator one floor, huh?
To you?
Yes. And I turn, and she's like 390,000 pounds. And I just stared at it, and I was already annoyed because I'm like, who the fuck are you?
Yeah.
And I was like, oh yeah, I didn't know there was stairs. And she's like, wow, she's like, I've done it myself. And then as the doors open, I go, I bet you have.
Ooh.
I kept walking. It felt good. I'm not taking no shit anymore.
Yeah, you got that right. You're cutting down fatties.
What is this? You're taking the elevator one floor? What, are you
Wow.
insane? Look at you.
Yeah.
Give me a break.
Wow.
I mean,
man.
I'm not against fat people. Lord knows I had sex with most of them when I was
Sure.
a young
I've seen it.
buck.
Yes.
But what is that? One floor? You're gonna give me shit for taking the elevator?
Wow.
Fuck you and your family.
Man, oh man, oh man. We should try to find her in the neighborhood. 2 bagels, huh?
Yeah, it's just like, what are you doing?
Yeah.
But anyways, that Beacon Hotel is something else.
Something else except for the fat dykes who live there.
Right. But I had a great night here at Stand Up New York Saturday.
Yeah.
Saturday night.
I was. Sorry.
Did a set downstairs, came up here. We did in Stand Up Labs, the little theater here. Anthony DeVito and Greg Stone.
Uh-huh.
Greg Stone's going to be a guest next week. They wanted to make a half-hour tape for the submission.
Yeah.
And the whole audience from downstairs came upstairs, and I was hosting up here. They saw me downstairs. So I walk out, and they had just seen me. So there was no intro necessary. I was just like,
Yeah.
hey, guys, it's me again. They're like, we love you.
Nice.
And it's so intimate here. We just had conversations and just a great show.
Great
and
show.
Anthony DeVito is unbelievable.
Oh, man, I've
so
been telling
funny.
you for years. He's so good.
So funny.
I'm a huge fan.
And then Stone is just one of the funniest people of all time.
Stone has got some new stuff that's great. I saw him last
A
night.
couple of killers. Anyways, it was a great night. But yeah, come to Stand Up New York. I feel like we don't plug it enough. It's a great club down there.
Great club. I was here last night, Sunday night, jammed.
Yeah.
Hot crowd. It was great.
Saturday night too, sold out. They got a good thing going here. So come up to 78th and Broadway, Stand Up New York.
I'm a little worried. I'm not going to lie to you.
What do you mean?
I remember being with this girl in Austin and going, this is great pod stuff. This thing that happened right now is killer for the pod, and I can't think of what it was.
Ah,
I know,
geez.
it's killing me.
I thought you were going to say she was like, whatever you do, don't mention that I was here or whatever.
No, I mean, I'm keeping it pretty vague.
Yeah, vague, no
but
names.
damn it, there was something where I was like, this is gold.
Now let me ask you this: did you have a lot of crushes? Everyone you talk about, you go, I had a thing for. Is that exaggeration, or did you just have a lot of? Are you a crushy kind of guy?
I'm a crush.
You're a crusher.
That's why I can't go further in a relationship because I get too deep. I'm groveling at their feet. I'm falling in love. I'm I'm all over them. I need that love back, or I'm a bluthering.
You're saying you're too affectionate.
Yes. I'm a sweet guy deep down.
Oh, wow.
Bluthering? Blithering.
Blithering.
Blubbering?
I'm not sure.
I think it's blubbering idiot.
Blubbering. Yeah,
I don't
blubbering.
know.
Blubbering sounds like that lady in the elevator. She's a bit blubbery.
That's the noise it makes when she walks.
Ah.
Blubbering.
Did you guys ever do boom, baba, boom?
No.
Oh, that was when a fat person would walk in school, and you'd go boom, baba, boom.
What? That's for like a hot, voluptuous chick.
No, that was for like a heavy person.
I thought that was like film noir. Like the hot chick walks in, boom, ba boom.
No, that you're thinking of ba 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 boom, chicka boom, chicka
Oh, wow.
boom, boom, boom.
They're very similar.
That's that's
a lot of
bit,
booms and chicks.
Yeah, that's a little bit different.
Okay.
Oh boy,
Is
is that the Seinfeld?
Yeah.
I feel like we should wrap up here soon, but
yeah.
I want to plug these shows. We got another show we're going to record with a guest. But this is the end of the year. What do we say for the end of the year?
Oh,
Happy New Year!
Happy New. Thanks for having us.
What a great year! Thanks for coming.
We've come so far. We've made some new friends and new fans, and the show's only going to get better as the years go on.
I think it's going to get better and better. Our lives are getting more exciting.
Yes, and boy, we are going to get in trouble probably in 10 years when all this gets re-listened to by our parents and authorities.
Oh yeah, our parents. They're like,
for now, let's live it up.
if my Indian roommate figures out that I have a podcast, my God,
I've been calling him a Samoan for 6 months.
he'll sit on my face in my sleep and suffocate me.
Oh yeah, he's got some thighs.
He's got a big belly. I want to just share this real quick because I saw it in my notes here. I was at the cellar the other night, and Attel's on. We love Attel here at the podcast.
One of my faves.
And Will Sylvans is hosting, who I also love. And Attel brings Will on stage, and Attel goes, "You ever use a butt plug, Will?" And Will goes, "What's a butt plug for?" And Attel goes, "Swimming." Because I don't want to drown.
Oh,
I
that's
fucking
funny.
laughed so hard.
That's great.
It was gold. But let's run through some dates. We're not plugging
Yes.
our dates here.
We're
And that's
not.
what's the point of having a podcast if you
You're
can't
right.
come see us live?
Well, luckily, a couple of savvy listeners have said, "Hey, we want to get these two homos out to our town and have them perform, and they're paying us, and it's going to be great, and we love to do it." So, a couple guys, we got January 17th.
No, I don't think so.
Ah, shit.
January 29th, I think. Right?
Is it 20? Oh, boy.
I believe it's January 29th.
I thought we changed it to 17th.
No, it was the 17th. We changed it.
Ay vey.
Oh, this is trouble.
Checking the calendar now, folks.
Yeah, it's January 29th.
Oh, God.
January 29th in Marlborough, Massachusetts.
Checking.
Was the 17th. You moved it to the
You're
29th.
right. It is.
January 29th will be in Marlborough, Massachusetts, and this is for a good cause. Hit us
Yes.
up for the details because I don't know the website offhand.
Yeah.
But it's a charity show, so come out to that. It's going to be a hot one. Marlborough, great town. Thursday, January 29th. And then February 20th, we'll be together at Penn
Philly.
in Philly, and that's going to be a hot one, too. So, and they're not close, so they're not rival gigs or anything. February 20th. And January 8th through the 10th, I'll be at the Tacoma Comedy Club. Come out to that one if you're in the Pacific Northwest. And then also January 23rd and 24th, I'll be at the Dead Crow Comedy Club in Wilmington, North Carolina. I'm doing a little North Carolina, South Carolina run. Hit me up for details. Mark, where are you going to be?
Well, I got a couple fun dates. I'm in Philly on January 2nd and 3rd. Then I'm in Montreal the weekend after that. But on the 10th is the New York Podcast Festival, where we are featured. I wish you were there. Joe's not going to be there,
I'll be out of
unfortunately.
town.
I'm going to be riding the horns, riding the rails, steering the boat,
That makes the most sense of those.
steering the ship,
Uh-huh.
manning the hull, tweaking the cheeks. I don't know. So come on out to that. That's at Fontana's in the Lower East Side. Great place. 7 o'clock. It's going to be great. Come say hi, meet, take photos, do the whole thing. Got to get a guest host for that. Figure that one out. And, then, I'm at the Comedy Nest in Montreal on the 17th. I'm in San Francisco on the 24th. And Comedy Connection on the 31st. And I'll save some September dates for September.
September.
I mean, February.
I was
Sorry.
like, Jesus Christ.
February.
All right. And then hit us up on Twitter, at Joe List Comedy, at Mark Norm. And then follow us at Tuesday's Stories, whatever the fuck that one is. I don't even know what the handle is.
That's it.
But,
at Tuesday Stories.
Yes, Tuesday Stories. And then email us. We love those emails. Every one of them means so much to us. We never respond because we're gay. But just write us Tuesdayswithstories at Gmail. We appreciate it so
Yes.
much. And thanks for listening. And Happy New Year. Be safe out there.
Be safe, Hanukkah, Kwanzaa, and we'll see you next year.
Yeah, don't make yourself one of those New Year's stories where you die. All right. We love you.
No.